Happy New Year. I'm Claire Spalding and you're watching my weekly vlog for My Brand Story. There is something really nice about starting fresh about the new year. New beginnings, new plans, new goals. You know, we always think about our life in years. And this is an exciting time because we're stepping from one to another. Time to reflect and see how we did well and what we did, what we didn't do in this past year, and then looking forward to see how we can plan to go forward. So my thoughts today is some personal reflection, but also professional reflection. And it's something that I learnt really young. Givers and takers in life and business. So when I was young, you know, high school, gosh, it's tough. I went to an all-girls school, and girls, they can be really, really hard. And I remember waking up one day and thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have any friends. I was devastated. I really remember that morning. It was a long time ago, actually. It was 20 years ago. Thinking about it now, I was 14. And I'm 34, obviously, do the math now. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have any friends. And it was actually one of the hardest things for me because I'm an only child. For me, not having any friends meant you're really alone because mum and dad don't really count. Anyway, enough of that sub story. But I remember thinking about that and thinking and making a very strong decision at that point in my life to only surround myself with people that were like me and that didn't take from me but gave, that made my life better, not worse, and to set that tone. And I identified that at that point. And that is interesting because I identified that point for my friends. It took me a bit while later to find out with men, and a bit longer again for work. But they are all the same. If you're a giver or a taker, it sounds so simple and sounds quite high school actually, but it is a really, really important thing to identify in yourself and the people around you. Now, givers and givers make the best of friends. Takers and takers make the best of friends as well. It's only when givers and takers cross-pollinate that it can slope. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't, if you're a giver, you shouldn't be a taker's friend. I'm not saying that, or in business. But I am saying it's really good to identify what you are first to know then how to tackle people that you deal with in everyday life. Because it is going to make you more successful and happy. I think ultimately happier is the first bit and successful is the second lot. But in business, we're talking about business here. But you know, with small businesses and your own business, they're still one and the same. Your happiness and your business happiness is very interconnected. Yeah, so as I said before, thinking about that time in my life, I then now, being wise, 34-year-old, just reflecting on how that applies to every relationship in your life. Every relationship. Your family, your friends, your business partners, your colleagues, your clients, your collaborators. It all applies. And I'm going to give you a quick question now, and I'm going to get you to, because you might be like, well, I don't really know what I am. I mean, I give and take. And everyone gives and takes. I'm not saying that. But there is an ultimate DNA set. You're one or the other. You just are. I'm not a scientist, but I'm just telling you from my life experience, you really are one or the other. It's that knee-jerk reaction without even knowing what you are. So I'm going to ask you a question. Here is a simple question. It's so simple. And you're going to think it's really, and I really racked my brain, but I wanted to try and make it as simple as possible so you could relate to it. If you're at a group dinner with your friends or family, whoever, or colleagues, and it's a shared dinner and all the plates are out there, do you A, get in first because there's some really good bits and you really don't want to miss out on the good bits because everyone's taking too long, they're gas bagging, and you just want to get on with it? Or B, painfully wait for someone to start because you don't want to go first and take the good bits? It sounds so stupid, but are you one or the other? And I'm going to tell you right now, there is neither right or wrong. So this is an honest question that you tell yourself. What do? Do you get in there first to get the good bits, or do you painfully wait for other people to get it and then you do it and then you sort of get the scraps? And actually, there are some times when you are so starving, so you might be B, but you're so starving that no one is even going to eat, and then you just go for it. But you wait that painfully long time to see if somebody starts. What are you? Are you the person that gets in first because, you know what, if you don't get in, someone else will? Or do you painfully wait for someone else to start and then you take on what you want? I am B. Oh, and it's exhausting. And don't worry, I am ravenous at stages and I do eat, but I am a B person. I find myself painfully waiting for other people to take action, and then I fall into place. And in life and in my life, my personal life, my friendships, that was really hard because the people that were eating first were always going to eat first, and they don't often stop and ask you, do you want to eat first? Again, there's nothing wrong with it, but I needed my friends to be the people that stay back and wait, and we all wait together. Or if you're a taker, you are, which is A, so A is a taker and B is a giver, and I wish I could find a better word for it, but it's as simple as that. If you're a taker and you're with takers, it's great because you feed off each other and you're actually a lot more savvy and you're a lot more forward. And in business, you can make those decisions quicker because you know what you want now. You haven't thought about anyone else. And it's not saying you're selfish, it's saying that you just take what you need and you go for it because you have an eye on the prize. Then the givers just sit around and painfully just want to say, but then they don't, and then they miss out, and then they're frustrated with themselves, and they're mad at themselves, and then they're mad at the takers. It's not the takers' problem. They already got in. They knew what they wanted. But what I'm encouraging and what this is all sort of raveling out is have a look at your life with your partners and then your business and see where you sit. Are you that person that just goes gung-ho and takes what you need because you know that if you don't, somebody else will? Or are you that person that sits back and waits for everybody else to take what they want, and then you're frustrated that you didn't get what you want? Now, I am the latter, and I have spent a lot of time working out A, how to be around the people that will support me, and B, that are like-minded. B, to tackle the people that aren't, because you're not always going to be able to surround yourself, and also make myself a little bit more of a bit more of a taker when it comes to business. Because I think the perfect match is someone in the middle. But by nature, you're one or the other. And if I think about it with roles in business, often certain personality types are drawn to certain roles in business. Perfect examples of that. An A taker, and I'm just going to say A, I'm not going to say, because it's just they take what they need. They are the eye on the prize. They are salespeople. They know, they've got their goals, they've set their goals, and they know that if they don't do it, somebody else is going to get that sale. So the salespeople are always at the forefront of their own mind, and they're always going to be definitely backing themselves and always getting the sale. And second, I would say the opposite of a taker in a role is a nurse or a teacher. Like a nurse, their whole role is to put others first before themselves. They don't have the luxury to put themselves first. And by nature, their natural instinct falls into a role like that. And same with sales. But what if you're a business owner and you are a giver? But you need to take in order to be successful. That is a problem that I came across. I think the best thing to answer that question is, and going into this new year and looking at who you deal with, like my friends and family and my partner now, I pick givers. Like I surround myself with people that are very generous with their time and their hearts and whatever. They're generous people. And they think about me first, because I often do that the other way around. And I surround myself with those people in my personal life. And so in business, I choose the same. I find partners that are like-minded and that are more collaborative, and we can work together. And there's that's, I think, more like socialists, let's think of the greater good. we aren't always as commercially minded, and for me, I've had to really drill that into myself to make myself commercially minded, because that's going to make a more successful business. Because you do, at a point, have to put yourself first if you want to be successful. Well, no, you do. And that is surrounding yourself with the right people, but then also knowing when to step up and when to take and when to give. And on the flip side, if you're a taker and you are that robust, you're a great entrepreneur and you're a great salesperson, but taking that time to know that sometimes taking a step back and not taking and giving will in the long run give you back. It's knowing who you are and knowing how to deal with people, but then knowing how to also grab a little bit of the other to make yourself more whole. So it's a bit of a self-reflection, end of the year. I think about that a lot. I think about that when I deal with partners in business, colleagues, when I work with colleagues, people that I'm naturally drawn to and naturally aware of. As I said, I have a mix of both in my life, and I try and grab more of the taker side, because I need to take in order to be successful. But ultimately, the big thing here is work out what you are, reflect on the people around you, and if you need to, eliminate the people that aren't working well for you. You know, I'm a giver's perspective. From a taker's perspective, if you've got someone constantly just giving, you're just bored of it. You're like, come on, give me something, take something. If they're not giving you what you need, they're not the right partnership. And it's the same in relationships. If it's not the same thing and I believe you're not the same type, it's gonna be like this. So you need to find that equal for both giver and a taker. But I'm not giver, taker, I don't have a negative connotation or a positive for either. It's literally just two different words and two different types of people. And that's it. That's my giver and taker. It's a bit of a ramble. It was a bit of a self-progression or self-realization for me, and wanting to share that with you. But it's something that I wanted to share because it's something that I found really beneficial in my life and now in my business. Working out what I am and working out who I want to be surrounded with to make my business better, and then how I can then grow to be stronger in my business. So have a think about it, and have a think about yourself and your relationships and what it looks like in 2018 and how you want to pave your business and who you want to align with in order to make your business stronger. That's it for me. Enjoy your time, and I will see you again in 2018. Think about givers and takers. If you want to know more about my brand pack, pop over to my website, mybrandstory.me, and also follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, and obviously subscribe to my YouTube page so you can keep getting these little nuggets. Mostly, they're all very much business minded, but sometimes I take from my personal life to then what's applied to, take that and what applied to my business to make me a stronger business, and therefore want to share with you guys. So thanks for watching. I'm Claire Spalding for My Brand Story. I'll see you next time. Happy New Year!